What is going on, guys? It's Tony here from Ralda Details, and I am here with Ram from Geist. And this is a product that I've been watching, you know. I watch a lot of videos, if you guys don't know. But anyways, I've been watching, you know, and I've been kind of looking at the way, you know, they kind of take care of leather, you know. Yep. And you guys kind of have many products that I'm interested, like I would like to kind of know a little bit about, and the proper way to use it as well. Yeah. For, you know, like either if you are a detailer or you want to, or you are just like consumer and you want to take care of your own vehicle, you're going to be able to learn how to take care of the leather of your seats from this video.
At Geist, we specialize in leather care, leather repair, and leather restoration. We have a range of products to clean, protect, maintain, condition leather and vinyl or artificial leather seats or vegan leather seats as they call it. And we also have a full range of repair and restoration products aimed at the DIY end consumer, but also for the professional users. So if you're a detailer out in the market and you wanna learn how to repair leather and add that as a service to your existing business, that's something that we help with. We offer trainings. Or if you're just an end user, you've got a project car that you're working on, or you've bought something that needs a little bit of TLC on the interior and leather specifically, if it's got cracks, if the color is faded on the bolster, especially when you get in and out and scuffed, we can help you with that as well. We can custom match the dyes to your specific interior, so we do all of that. But I think today specifically with this Porsche, we're going to be looking at the 3 minus care kit and the 3 plus care kit. These are two care and maintenance and protection kits that we offer within our range, and I'm just going to talk you through the products that are included within these two kits and what is the main difference, right? So why do we go for the name 3 minus and the 3 plus, right? The main reason is because in our research, you know, we've seen that genuine leather, when it's less than 3 years old, does not really need a conditioner, so to say. Why is that? Because what keeps leather flexible and gives it the elasticity and the flexibility is really a decent balance of moisture and oil, right? And on new leather, so if you've just gone out and bought new leather, you're of course going to have new leather. If you've just gone out and bought a new car, you're quite likely going to have new leather. And in that new leather, the balance of oil and moisture is going to be intact. You adding more conditioner is not going to provide any additional benefit, right? But in the first 3 years or so, what that leather is going to need is, of course, it's going to need cleaning from time to time, and it's also going to need protection against dye transfer, right? So if you've got red leather seats, cream leather seats, ivory, white colored seats, dye, unfixed loose dyes from clothing, especially denim, rubs and transfers onto the leather and stains it. And if you leave it, if you don't deal with it, it becomes harder to get rid of it as well. But we have a specific product called the dye and friction blocker, which does exactly that. You apply that. So once you clean the leather and you apply the dye and friction blocker in the first 3 years, that is all you really need to do to really look after leather and to keep it in good condition. And beyond 3 years, once your car is older than 3 years, then we'd suggest that that is when that balance of oil and moisture probably starts going down. There is notable, that's when the leather becomes more receptive to a conditioning-based product, right? That is where you want to work on the softness and the elasticity and regular application of leather conditioner.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
So after 3 years, clean, apply leather conditioner, allow it to soak in, preferably overnight, 24 hours if you can do it. If you can't do that, if you don't have that much time, give it something, right? Give it 2 hours, 3 hours. However much you can give is better than not applying the conditioner at all. And once you've applied the conditioner, then always apply the dye and friction blocker on top, because that's like a sealant, that's like a coating. It's a 6-month coating that we offer, and I'd highly recommend you apply that. So that is how you would protect your leather. That's your main sort of the 3 minus and the 3 plus care kit's the main difference. I think now we can demo these products on the Porsche interior.
Definitely, let's do it. I mean, we are here to do hands-on.
Absolutely, that's
We
what we
want
like
to
to
see
do.
it, you know? So now, question, do we need to wear gloves in order to use these products, or?
Yeah, look, so our leather cleaner is a plant and algae-based leather cleaner, right? So the detergents that are used in the cleaner, those detergents are derived from plant and algae-based materials and algae-based sources. So there's no real chemicals in it. It's a very natural product.
Okay.
So it's perfectly safe to not use a glove, but at the same time, if you feel like you want to wear gloves and protect yourself, then I'd highly recommend you do that.
Okay,
Carry on
perfect.
doing that. That's not going to hurt anyone.
All right, sounds good. So now we're gonna be doing it once again on this beautiful vehicle. As you guys can see, we have this leather, which it looks kind of shiny. Is that anything that has to do with like
Dirt?
showing that it's dirt or dirty, or why is so shiny?
Yeah, so 9 times out of 10, when leather is shiny, it's mostly because there is a lot of dirt on the surface, right?
Okay.
And inadvertently, when you sit, you are polishing it, so that polishing, that grinding just makes it look shiny, right? And you'll see now when we clean this, that gloss that is on the seats, is going to go away,
Okay.
and you're going to have a nice, natural, clean look and feel to the leather.
Okay, all right.
So, for general cleaning, now something like this, even though it's glossy, I don't class this as heavy dirt.
Okay.
Right? This is light dirt that just needs a good clean. And for that, our Rapid Leather and Vinyl Cleaner,
Okay.
which is a plant and algae-based leather cleaner, is going to be absolutely fine. Right?
Okay.
So the bottle itself comes with this little thing here, which has got, so when you leave this closed, it's got a mesh, so when you spray the trigger or you press the trigger, you get some light foaming
Okay.
action, which again helps with cleaning. But if you didn't want that and you just want to apply the cleaner directly, spray it directly on the leather, you can do so,
Okay.
right? Just open that. And I'd always say that if you're going to spray any product directly on the surface, test it first in a hidden area,
Okay.
observe for changes, and then start spraying.
Okay, okay.
Right? But in most cases, I am just used to, I would say, I love using the cleaning brush.
Okay.
Because this cleaning brush has synthetic bristles, and they're sort of gentle, but at the same time tough enough to attack the dirt and lift the dirt from the grains in the leather, but not damage or hurt the leather as well.
Okay,
Right?
so-
And that's why I prefer going for synthetic.
Oh yeah,
right?
it's,
Yeah.
they are pretty good. Like,
Cool. So, in order to do that, just go directly, hold it right close to there.
Okay.
Right? And then just gently start, So if you've got perforated leather, and you're gonna clean like the perforated leather with a lot of the holes and everything, try not to make it very, very wet, right? Just because if you consistently keep making this leather, by wet, I mean this is not wet, right? Of course this is wet, but when I say don't make it really wet,
Okay.
I'm saying don't spray tons of product
Okay.
on here, because what you don't want is the cleaner to go and sit in the foam underneath,
Okay.
because what that will do is obviously promote the growth of mold and mildew if it doesn't dry very well, right? So especially with perforated seats, don't make it extremely wet, right? Now, the advantage with the plant-based cleaner is that it has soil lifting properties, right? So a lot of detergents on the market do various different things. So if you look at just dishwashing liquid, for instance, right, that you use to wash your dishes, that is designed to push dirt down,
okay.
right? So away from the dishes. Whereas with this one, it's designed to lift the soiling. So if with plant-based products, if you can just give it a little bit of time and you can leave this, the cleaner is absolutely safe. It doesn't cause the top coat on the leather to swell or cause any damage. So you can spray it on and just give it a few minutes.
Okay.
Allow the product to work, give it some dwell time. If you can give it 3, 4, 5 minutes, nothing like it. That's where you're going to see the best results, I personally believe.
Got it.
Right? So I'm just going to carry on with the rest of the seat here.
can you apply it straight to the surface as well, or have to be to the brush?
You can apply it, but I'd say just test it in a hidden area, because some leather, if it's been dyed before, if it doesn't have the right amount of top coat or anything like that, you don't know. In most cases, 99% of the times you applying it, this cleaner is a safe cleaner, so if you apply it directly to the leather, you're not going to damage it.
Okay.
You know, it's safe, but again, better safe than sorry.
Exactly.
You know, test it first, make sure it's okay, because every leather is different. So test it and then reapply. Right?
Yeah, and I can see how it's kind of breaking up, you know, all the
dirt,
nastiness right there.
Yeah.
That's a good shot right there.
And that's just,
Really
all you got to do is just give it a little bit of time and it'll start working.
Yeah,
Right?
okay.
It really starts working. Right? Even here, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna now just start wiping away.
Okay.
Right. So this is really lifting a bit of color as well, but that's not too much of a concern for me. I think it's just not had enough top coat on the surface.
Okay.
Right, so we're gonna, you know, the blocker and the conditioner that we'll apply will help seal it to a certain degree as well.
Okay.
Right.
Good to know, because anybody can freak out at that moment, you know, if they see that.
But that's, you know, the color layer, people tend to, yes, you're right, because it's, you know, it is scary to see like, oh, you know, paint's being lifted off my leather, but you've got to understand that the paint layer on leather itself is quite thick.
Yeah.
Right, there is a lot of paint there. You're not just gonna completely remove it. Even if you do, just contact us with pictures or whatever, and we've got products to get that fixed. So it's not the end of the world.
Exactly.
Right?
Now that's another thing, because like sometimes we can be cleaning a seat that is being repaired before as well, and maybe that's the reason why you are seeing, you know, the color and the microfiber or whatever, you know.
Exactly. There's so many different factors. It's very hard to just nail it down. To let's say just one particular reason why paint is coming off.
Got it.
Right. So like in this instance, I think there's a bit more in that corner there that I just want to work on. Now that I know this is safe enough to do it, I can just go directly on there. So this is a large brush. We do a smaller brush as well.
Okay.
So the kits actually, most of the times the kits come with the smaller brush, which sometimes I prefer, because if you want to get to like the corners, right, the really small areas, a smaller brush helps you get in there a lot more than the bigger brush.
Got it.
Right, but at the same time, if you're working on a large surface, right, like some cars have a huge back bench or whatever, and if you're looking to clean something like that, then having a big brush certainly makes life a lot easier.
Yeah.
Right.
That's looking a lot better already.
Yeah. So in comparison to the top part of the surface there, you can notice that the gloss and the shine is already gone, right?
Yeah, it can be like sweat or like,
Yeah, and now we can just apply some conditioner, right?
Okay.
Allow it to soak in. Obviously, ideally, I would be recommending people soak it in for 24 hours, because that's where you're going to see real benefit, right? And with leather, the other important thing that I feel people tend to forget and ignore is people tend to apply too much product, but not enough times, not as like in regular intervals.
Yeah.
With leather, if you want to keep it looking good, if you want to keep that factory look, cleaning it at regular intervals, conditioning at regular intervals, but without a lot of product, that is what is the best thing, right? That's the best approach to making sure that you've got your leather looking and feeling good.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right. So now, since it's clean, we are gonna jump into the protection, right?
Absolutely. So we're gonna apply the leather conditioner to get this, get some softness back into it. Okay. Right. We're gonna leave it for about 15-20 minutes. Let it soak in. Then after that, we're gonna apply the dye and friction blocker, because with this car especially, I can see already here, right, there's a lot of damage here, and that's just because getting in and out, you're scuffing that place when you get in and out, and we want to protect that from further damage. Ideally, if you want to fix this, you'd mix the color and you'd spray that and get that touched up so it looks just like this side here. But right now, I think the best thing to do would be apply the conditioner and then apply the dye and friction blocker across here, which will prevent and reduce the impact of the friction happening.
Okay.
Cool?
All right, cool. Let's do it. All right, so here is the protection for the leather, and let's see what it does.
That's it, yeah. So the leather conditioner, again, don't spray it directly onto the leather, especially with the Carpro. I just would not recommend you do that at all. Always spray it onto the microfiber, then apply it, because you can then really control an even spread, as opposed to, if you spray it directly on the leather, you're going to get too much in one space. Not that that would not be able to, not that you won't be able to spread that evenly, but again, as a best practice, always spray the product on the microfiber, spread it on the microfiber, and then gently and evenly apply it. All right. I'm going to keep some distance, right? There you are, right? That is going to be more than enough for the base of the seat here, right? I'm then just going to rub the microfibers together, two aspects, so I've got a good even spread of the product. Right? And then just focus on that area there, right? So I've got the right amount of product, and then just apply it, go. Just go back. We'll come up here. And then do the same. Right. Now, if you've got time, I would say just leave it. Let this penetrate. Right. Let this, because even with this, even though this is top-coated leather and all of that, right, vapors from the conditioner do penetrate all the layers on leather, right? So what automotive leather has is you've got primer, you got the paint or the pigment, and then you've got the top coat on top. So very similar to car body stuff, but all the layers, right, are breathable. Right, so and especially on an older leather, the top coat usually has a lot of micro cracking and things like that. So the conditioner does penetrate. Right, you just got to give it time. Right.
Got it. About how long, like
I said, ideally, if this was my car, I would clean it, I would condition it nicely, and I would leave it overnight. Right, and then tomorrow, I would come back and apply the dye and friction blocker, right? But in this case, we don't have that much time, so we're going to give it at least, let's say, 30 minutes or 45 minutes, and we're going to come back and then apply the dye and friction blocker. Okay.
So let's give it some time.
Cool.
All right, so something that we've been noticing is like how soft the leather is now compared to this, and obviously we cannot show you guys that, but once you guys start applying the product, you guys gonna see the difference on your own vehicle. So it feels really good. So
yeah, I think for now, just cleaning it has already got a lot of the softness back, because when you clean, obviously you're putting a lot of moisture as well, and a clean surface always feels a lot nicer. The touch and the feel is a lot different to before cleaning, so that has improved it. But applying little amounts of conditioner also certainly helps with the touch.
Got it. So that's gonna prevent from cracking and all that type of things, right?
Yeah, so but what happens is with older leather, as leather gets older, over time it starts shrinking, it loses the flexibility, it loses the elasticity, and that's where a conditioner helps. Obviously it's got, this conditioner has a UV filter as well, so it protects against UV damage as well, which is a big factor, certainly in certain parts of the US here. So it's an all-round good product, but just this is not enough. We've got this issue happening here. That's what we need to protect, and a lot of people tend to ignore that, right? So I would say apply, now we're gonna apply the dye and friction blocker.
All right, let's do it.
Right, so the next product that we're going to apply is the dye and friction blocker. Right, so the conditioner we apply, that's going to give it the softness, the flexibility, the elasticity. But now this is a crucial product, right? And this is very, very important to prevent dye transfer and friction and abrasion damage from really causing the top coat to wear off and then starting to attack the paint layer, right? And how you'd apply it, you know, if once applied, this coating will protect for up to 6 months.
Okay.
Right, but it's an easy on, easy off product. What I mean by that is, once applied, it is, if you don't clean the surface, it will carry on protecting the surface for up to 6 months. But if you clean it, it is eroded over time, right? So I would suggest just applying it once every 3 to 6 months, depending on use, right? So on the driver's seat, probably you want to apply it more often, right? And the passenger, maybe the 2 front seats, you want to apply it more often, but the back seats not so much, right? Back seats, you apply it once, that's going to be good for, I'm sure, up to 6 months easily.
Okay.
Right, and it doesn't need much. You know, you don't need a lot of curing time or anything. This is just.
That's okay.
Yeah. You don't need a lot of curing time or anything. This is just, you know, you don't need a lot of curing time. It will just cure up on its own. It's not going to leave any streak marks. You know, just ensure you apply the product nice and easily. And the best part about this, which you'll see now, notice now, like with the conditioner, the touch was already better, but with this, it really, really enhances the touch, and it feels really, really nice. Because what you do is, rather than just really rubbing it when you get in, it just makes sure that you slide in ever so slightly. That obviously does not mean that you're now going to be pushed from left to right when you sit on the seat, but that's how it protects against the damage from happening.
Awesome. So as you guys can see, guys, it's already looking way better.
How does that feel?
It feels really good, like super soft, and that's something that I like, you know.
Yeah.
Because like definitely if it's soft, that means there is not gonna be, you know, cracking, you know, and stuff like that. So yeah, I like it. Really, really nice.
I like to apply 2 really good layers of this product.
Okay.
Yeah, just because I want to make sure that, you know, it's got as much protection as possible, right? So I'll just put on a second layer. You can even use a hairdryer or a heat gun to just dry it if you want to dry it off quickly.
Okay.
I've sprayed this product using an airbrush as well. You know, if I've got a big car to do, right? Then I'll just spray it sometimes just to make sure that, you know, I've got really solid coverage on it. But applying it with a microfiber is just as good, and it'll provide really good benefits to the leather.
Awesome. All right, guys. So this is another product that they have, and this one here is for any surface. Like you guys can even do the glass. You guys can do leather. You guys can do this navigation screen, like all areas in the vehicle. So I want to test this out, so let's do it.
Cool.
So in this case, will you use a lot or just a little bit?
Yeah, just an even spray. I think that should be enough. Yeah, that's good. And just try and, you know, so this is not, you know, you'll notice that, you know, this is great for removing light dust.
Okay.
And like cleaning the screens and, you know, getting that. And it's got anti-static properties as well. So once cleaned, it in a way does not attract dirt as quickly onto the surface. And it's also suitable for all the piano black surfaces. So all the bits you see here, you can clean that as well.
Yeah,
so the
I can see how it dries and is not leaving like streaks on it. So that's good.
Yeah.
Let's try this area here as well. Oops. The smell is like fresh.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it's got like a fresh linen smell. That's what it reminds me of. I quite like that.
I like it. Now let's do this area here.
Yeah, you can use it on the dash.
Is this leaving protection?
No, this does not is not leaving protection.
Not
So in
leaving
terms of protection, I would say apply the blocker again on
Okay.
top, you know,
Okay.
or the conditioner if you want UV protection. But I would say more the blocker than anything else. But especially on dash, right? The dash most of the times tend to have a lot of dust that just
Yeah.
goes and sits and settles, and it's very obvious.
Yeah.
So this product is great for getting rid of all of that, you know, in a quick and efficient manner,
Yeah.
while having a product that is safe enough to use on, you know, a multiple surfaces, basically.
That's right. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, and even because it's sort of safe for glass, so even if you were to get some overspray on
On the
that
glass.
area, on the glass or whatever, you'll find that it's just as good.
Yeah, I like that. Doesn't leave streaks. It's matte, you know, finish. Yeah, so really nice. I like it.
Cool.
Awesome. All right, guys, so with that being said, as you guys saw, the product is really good. I did enjoy, you know, like
Yeah.
I used that, you know, cleaner. It's really nice, and I watch you, you know, using it. I like this, how soft the leather
Yeah.
kind of turned out, you know, and it's pretty good. I like it. Definitely interested, and I want to put my hands on, you know, on this thing.
Perfect.
So
No,
I'm
you're
gonna
more
bring
than
it to my
welcome.
shop. Like you were saying, you guys have the leather repair kit as well.
Yeah.
So I would like to put my hands on that one as well. So
Sure, no problem.
yeah, you guys gonna see that in my shop pretty soon.
Cool.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate
Same here,
for the
brother.
demonstration.
Thank you so much.
And guys, if you guys want to get this in Car Supplies Warehouse, there you guys have it. Use Ralda 10 to save 10% off. Like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next video.
Thank you so much.